So we're gonna start with US30 with the daily breakdown. So with US30, with the breakdown that I gave you guys yesterday, pretty much we did not get any specific move that we wanted with US30. We did kind of break under, but there was no proper setup or no proper entry to even take the sells down to the downside, right? So I'm gonna keep it very clean. What I'm gonna be doing is that I'm not gonna be trading until price comes into my area of interest with US30. So I'm not gonna force a trade. This is risky setup, like I explained to you guys yesterday. So I'm not gonna take any setups around this zones. I'd rather wait for US30 to come into my actual area of interest and pretty much wait to see what price does around those areas. So US30 is still going to remain as the same as yesterday, pretty much the pullback into the zone for sells. Same thing over here, pull back into this area for buys. Now, obviously, if price starts switching the structure, I will just update you guys and pretty much tell you guys the next move. But that's what I'm going to keep it with US30. Very simple. We're gonna go into gold. So gold this morning, we did have some bullish reaction, right? So yesterday I explained to you guys that I'll be interested in looking for buy position as long as price can break and retest above the 2178 right now. Yesterday we did kind of break above it, but notice how we never got the 1 hour candle closure above it, and then price started taking the sells back into downside. So if you guys were able to catch those sells, then you guys did make some good amount of profit. Now I did not take any trades since we already took some trade yesterday from this buys from here and the sells from there. So I was not really interested in taking another setup. Now this morning, early morning during like London session, I did enter some position at 2178, which it did hit take profit one for 20 pips, but then I continued holding the trade, which as you guys can see ended up taking me out of stop loss, right? So this was called out with the VIP group. We ended up hitting TP1, but obviously we won a great risk to reward trade, so I'm going to count that as a loss. So now I did reanalyze the market. Pretty much what I'm going to be looking for now with with gold is that I'm going to be looking for pullbacks, right? Because check this out. If we go into the daily time frame, right, notice pretty much this daily structure right over here. So you guys can see that right over here we did have the push to the upside. Price comes down here, creates a low. We push back into the upside, creates a higher high, and then breaks back into downside, creating still the low, which is still remaining as a higher low, right? So daily obviously is bullish. We did see some rejection from 2160, which if you guys go here, you guys can see that 2160 is the area of previous resistance, previous structure, which as you guys can see, price did perfectly reject it, maintain itself above, holding as support. So check this out. We were here creating lower lows and lower high. Now check this out. We finally broke above, forming the first higher high. So there's going to be a possibility of switch of structure around this area. So if we do get a pullback between 2185, 2178, right? So the first one is 2185, which is this zone over here. If price does reject 2085 and does remain itself above it, this will be some good areas that I'll be interested in taking some buy position back into the upside, targeting first 2198, and if obviously we break above this zone, the next target is going to be right above here, which is going to be around roughly the 2207. Now the other area of interest that I have is 2178. So obviously if price breaks under 2185, we don't remain itself above it, and it keeps pushing to 2178, which is the first structure that we broke above, which as you guys can see is this other area of resistance, right? If we do get another pullback into the zone and price, same exact story, if it does remain itself above it, reject it, remain as support, this will be another good zone to start taking buy position back into the upside. Now if we do get candle closure, something like this, right? Let's say in the 1 hour time frame, we do see that price does pull back, but we do see that price closed pretty much under these two zones that we're interested in taking those buys, right? Now at this point, I will just wait. I really won't be looking for buy position at this point, since we're pretty much trading under this area of resistance, right? Which the idea is to buy above the area of resistance. So this right here does not mean that price is at the lowest, meaning that you guys can buy low, because again, price is low. It does not mean that, right? You want to make sure that price is above the area of interest, right? You guys never want to take a trade when price is under the area of interest, right? So if we do get a 1 hour candle closure like this, pretty much just wait to see how price does react, right? If we start breaking above it, cool, just wait for those minor higher lows, and then you guys are good to buy the market, right? But if it keeps remaining itself under and it gives you guys any type of bearish confirmation telling you guys that bearish is more stronger than bullish at this point, then this will be some good areas to start looking for sell position back into a downside. So if we do not respect the two area of interest, then I'll be selling the market down into a downside if we do remain itself under the 2178. And then obviously I will target back into these lows, which will be 2160. And then from there on, I'll keep you guys updated to show you guys pretty much what's going to happen next. Now, Another zone that I'm keeping my eye on right now is this zone, which is 21.98. So currently we are rejecting, pretty much not really rejecting a perfect zone, but we can see that price did have some wick rejection towards here around 21.84, right? Nothing very important, but a zone that I'll keep my eyes on is definitely 21.78. So we're currently rejecting this zone right over here, which is 21.93. Now I'm gonna keep an eye on 21.98. So if we do get a proper pullback into these two zones right here first, and we do see that price starts remaining itself under, what are you guys gonna wait for? Obviously the sells, right? So we reject 21.98, price does remain itself under, just simply wait for those bearish confirmation. This will be the zone that I'll be interested in taking the sells. So I'll be interested in those 4 setups. Just be very patient with gold today. Let's see what gold happens this morning. So gold, you guys saw the setup. US30, we're gonna keep it very chill. I'm not gonna be trading US30 until it comes to the area of interest. So that's pretty much it, guys, for this breakdown. I'll see you guys in the next one.